It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot. Why think of everything you've got? For you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain? 'Cause when I do, it turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Father and Son by Cat Stevens. Now this tune is pretty much just basic chords. There is a bar chord in there, but we can work our way around it. The challenge comes in the fact that it slightly changes every verse pretty much, you know, like there will be a G chord here, but then it won't be the next time around. So if along the way you find that you need help following along through the entire song, there is a chord chart for this available on my Patreon page that shows you every single section of the song, how to put it all in order. You know, it's kind of like a worksheet for getting through the entire song, counting it out, how everything fits together rhythmically, all the tab, all that stuff is on there. So if you, all the visuals that I'm also going to show you in this tutorial, if you want them in a printable format, that's where you can find it. Also, if you need some help with the basics, there's my free ebook. It's completely free to all my subscribers. There's a link for that down below as well as links to my complete beginner's course, you know, all the stuff that'll help you make a song like this seem pretty straightforward and simple. Anyways, we're going to get started with the chord shapes needed for the first verse. First we have a G. Then we go to D. And you can pivot off your ring finger if you play G this way. That makes it a bit of an easier switch. Then there's a C chord. A minor. And C to A minor also has one of those things. You know, you just move your ring finger only. You adjust the rest of your fingers a little bit, and there's your A minor chord. And there's also an E minor chord in there. So those are the chords needed for the verse. Now we're going to put them in order using downstrokes only, just so we can get used to the switching, counting the rhythm correctly and all that. Starting off on G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Young, that's your fault too. There's so much you have to know. So make sure you can do that, switching through those chords comfortably, downstrokes only, counting along, or even singing. You know, while the rhythm's so simple, it's a good time to, take the opportunity to try and sing some of it. Anyways, we're going to add the strumming pattern now. It goes like this. I'll do it slowly. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first thing you might notice is that on beat 2, I'm still moving my arm down even though there's no stroke there. And that is to help me keep time. You know, I'm using my arm like a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Otherwise, this is a really straightforward strumming pattern. If you count out loud, it makes it a lot simpler. We have a downstroke on beat 1. We're going to move our arm on beat 2 in the air just to keep our rhythm going. Then we have a downstroke on beat 3 and a down up on beat 4. And I want you to treat the down up like one little unit, you know. 4. 4 is a down up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you to take a moment, go through it at your own pace. Doesn't matter how slow you go. Get the strokes in the right order and then count out loud as you put a downstroke on beat 1, on beat 3, and then a down up on beat 4. And when you're ready, we can put that together with the chords from our verse. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do that chord progression 2 times, and that's the first verse. Now, moving forward, verse 2 starts off the same way, using that exact same chord progression, but then we go like this. So the first 4 chords of that are the same as well, but then we go G, E minor, and we play D for just 2 beats. First, we're going to go downstrokes only so we can get used to the counting, and then we'll figure out how to add strumming to that. Starting on G, we're halfway through the second verse. 1, 2, 3, take your time, think a lot, why think of everything you've got. 2, 3, 4, still be, but your dreams may not. So get used to that, you know, counting D just 2 times. And now when we add the strumming pattern, we're going to go down, down, up on that D chord. So down on 1 and then down, up on 2, and that's it. So let's play the entire second verse now with the strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot, why think of everything you've got. Sleep here, but your dreams may not. Now the third verse is very similar to previous ones, but we're substituting out one of our chord shapes for a B minor chord. Now the normal way to play B minor is like this. And that is a bar chord. To play it, I recommend practicing your A minor with these 3 fingers, just so you can get some strength in them. And then you move it up 1, 2 times. You lay down your first finger across the 2nd fret. The tip of my finger is just underneath the thickest string, which mutes it. So you end up with mute, and then those strings. And if you're interested in learning how to play bar chords, I have a course, Bar Chords Made Easy, which takes you step by step from one of the simplest shapes you can play on guitar and then just builds on it and eventually gets you to the point where you have the strength and technique to play bar chords. So you're always welcome to try that. I'll put a link down below. I also have an alternative way that makes this a little bit easier. Remember how I said you can practice your A minor chord with these 3 fingers and then you move it up 2 frets? Well, instead of laying down the bar, let's just rest our finger on those strings. So my first finger is just resting, and then these fingers are playing their portion of the B minor chord. And that is good because it's going to prepare you to play B minor, but it also sounds, you know, it's enough for the song. Anyways, we're going to strum through our chord progression now, and this is the longest part of the song, but it's pretty similar to what we've done so far. Downstrokes only, counting out loud, starting on G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Explain, 'cause when I do, he turns away again. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Same old story. 2, 3, 4. 1. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So it's pretty straightforward until the end there, where we have a measure. We go D, 2, and then we switch to G on beats 3 and 4, and then we have a measure of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a measure of D, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just 2 beats of C, 1, 2. So let's just practice that bit. You can see it at the top here, starting on D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The strumming's a little bit different there. You know, we have 2 beats of D, so we're going to do down, down, up on D, and then when we switch to G, down, down, up. And then for this next measure of G, we're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So just down, ups the whole way through. You could count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then back to our pattern for D. And for this C chord right here, 2 beats, so we're going to go down, down, up. So before we practice the whole strumming pattern, all this stuff, let's just apply the strumming pattern to that part. Once again, starting on D, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So work on that, and then when you're ready, we just have to add some chords and strumming before that, and that's our third verse. Let's try it out, starting on G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, so that's all the strumming stuff. All we have to do now is learn the intro. And to do that, we need to play our G like this. So I have my pinky on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string, and then my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. And the A string's getting muted by the underside of my 3rd finger. And that's a G chord. It's a really simple, easy way to do it. And then we add this to it. And that is from our C chord. So, you know, you have your C chord. You could think about it this way. You take your C chord and then you move your ring finger to the thickest string and you add your pinky to the thinnest string. And I want you to just get used to lifting off those 2 fingers and putting them back down where they belong on the C chord. And then we can add some strumming to it. We're going to go down, down, up on our G, and then down, up, So down on G and up on our C over G chord, or C/G. So we practice it in two parts. First, down, down, up, and then down, up. And then we can count it out. 1, 2, and 3, and. So just take a look at it there. We go 1, 2, and 3, and. So do that super slowly, as slow as you need to go. Down, down, up, down, up. And once you're used to that, we can get it a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could just do this for the intro and the interlude without adding the. And before we learn that little bit of tab, I want to practice it that way, just doing the chords part. We're going to go down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're leaving 4 beats of space between each iteration of this little chord lick. Let's do it nice and slow 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Then the song would start. So that's the simple way to do it. Now, if you want to do it just like the recording, all we have to do is add a couple notes. So I start off by putting my ring finger on the 5th fret of the G string. And since we're just playing this chord right before it, we have to kind of quickly slide up into it. So I like placing my finger down on the 3rd fret and then sliding it up into it. Then we're going to play, while still holding this 5th fret of the G string, we're going to play the 3rd fret of the thinnest string. And then we pluck the G string again, and then we put our pinky down on the 5th fret of the thinnest string. So let's try that going. Just getting the notes. So take a moment and sort that out, and then we have to figure out how to add it to the chords. It's one thing to just kind of have your hand in this position, but it's another thing to slide up from this spot. So I recommend starting here, going just that part, the down, up, and then. So that way you can isolate just that part. Just go down, up. 1, 2, down, up. 1, 2, down, up. And once you can do that, we can try the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you can do that once, we can try it together, and we're going to do it 3 times, and then we're just going to play the chords part and let it ring for 4 beats, because that's what he does on the original recording. So here's the intro like it is on the original recording. 1, 2, 3, 4. Song starts. So those are all the parts that make up the song. Now I want to play through the majority of the tune nice and slow. So we're going to do it in the same order up to a certain point, and after that point it just repeats sections that we'll already have practiced. So we're starting off with our intro, and then we're going to play the first verse, second verse, then we're going to go back to our intro just for a couple measures. Then we have our third verse, and then after that, it's just repeating intro, third verse, verse 1, verse 3, blah, blah, blah. It just kind of repeats all the parts we've already done. So let's try this out nice and slow, starting with our intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. It's not time to make a change. Relax, take it easy. You're still young, and that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me, I am old, but I'm happy. Verse 2 was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot. Why think of everything you've got? For you will still be alone, but your dreams may not. And I to explain, 'cause when I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, it was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go. I know I have to So the hardest parts are when it goes back into that intro bit. We have just 2 beats of something. So I want you to really focus on those parts. And if you need extra help with that, remember there's that chord chart on my Patreon page, and it has all the counting and all that stuff laid out for you, so you can just work on it, see the strokes. We did it in this lesson too. You can always just look at that play along we just did and pause it and just see what's going on. Take your time going through it. I recommend listening to the original recording and kind of, now that you know what all the parts of the song are, see if you can hear that. Like, oh yeah, that's the first verse. That's the second verse. Now that you're working your way through it. Once again, the chord chart on my Patreon has all that stuff written out as well. And I'll put the order of the chords right here. You can see all the different sections. Write that down and listen to the original recording and see if you can pinpoint where you are in the song. That's how you develop that skill. If you need extra help, don't forget there's my free ebook, which goes over all the fundamentals of rhythm guitar. There's my complete beginner's course, which guides you through that entire process step by step, going from absolute beginner to confident strummer. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions for me. I try my best to answer. I get lots of comments, but I try my best to answer all the good questions down there. So please ask away. Other than that, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.